Hi YouTube. I know I said I was my last video I said was gonna be my last after I was announced I was selling all of my tools, which I did do, and then but actually I started kind of feeling better after that video, and still I still own motorcycles myself, and actually I bought a couple more over the winter here. And luckily I have a good friend, my friend Chris, who was more than willing to help me. The guy's been such a big help over the past year. I can't even put in the words how grateful I am to him. Because if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have what I got here today. Or even be riding motorcycles today. Just the guy's been a huge help to me. And it's nice to have a friend like that that's willing to do all the stupid stuff even that he's helped me with over the past year. So I pretty much did, if you remember my last video, I didn't sell absolutely everything, and sold a large majority of it though, including my old 56 box setup. And so I still needed a box though, because I ended up rebuying some stuff, and I went with the newer US General service cart here. Took the wheels off it like every other box that's sat here. And if I redid it today, I think I would have bought the Harbor Freight 44, which I still might do in the future. I just with the small amount of room I have here, it would probably work a little better than these two, but I'm happy with it. Okay, I guess enough gabbing here. Again, I might have to break this up. I said I am feeling better, but I still can't be on my feet very long. So we'll see how this goes, and let's take a peek. Again, said the Harbor Freight. I think it's 34 inches wide. It's a new one. It's a nice box. I've been happy with it. No complaints with it. But we'll get going here. Well, that was always a big question in the past. Who did I work for? I used to work for Timken, making bearings. I did not actually make. I was a bearing grinder, and no, don't think like angle grinder in your hand. It just big machines for grinding bearings. Some of them as big as this room, and but that's who I worked for. It's okay to say that now because I'm kind of officially retired on disability now, so I don't have to worry about people knocking on the door. Hey, is Mark Fox there? I'd like to come say hi to him. So I'm no longer employed by Timken, but still have my badge there. So with that, we'll start going through what's in here. We'll start on the back is the Titan hex bit sockets. These are larger set. There's one Koken on the end here, 22 millimeter, that I bought specifically for one of my own bikes. To take the front wheels off. So that is a necessity. And then I used to have that Vim torque set, and I sold that to the first guy that came down. He bought it, so I don't use torques often, but I kind of want with these. I really like these holders. It's magnetic, and it fits nice with my current setup here. The first guy from my old video, he contacted me through that, and he goes, his name was Don, and he goes, I want to buy your socket drawer and your pliers drawer. And that's all from that last video I made. So we set up a meeting time, and he came down, and he didn't buy absolutely everything in the socket and pliers drawer, but I'd say about 90%. And he already had impact sockets, so he didn't want these, the ones I had. So I ended up keeping them, and those are pretty much my only 1/2-inch drive sockets. Now, they're right tool impact sockets, and so that's what I have for that now. And then I had to buy a couple extras along with that. This is axle nut socket for my car if I would ever need it. And then one of the bikes I purchased over the winter, I needed the 32 and 36-inch sockets for the counter shaft and rear axle. So we were in the middle of it, Chris and I no longer had sockets that size. So we ran down to the local, it was AutoZone and Advance. So one of them came from AutoZone and the other came from Advance. And they only had the 12 points. Or actually, no, those are the tight Tecton. These are the ones that came from the auto parts store. There, the 12 pointers. They worked fine for a single use job. But of course I prefer 6 points, so I ended up ordering the Tectons through Amazon, I think. This is an OEM Tools 10mm kit. That was from Amazon. And my 3/8 sockets, Don, the guy, he bought pretty much all that I had in my old box. So these are all fairly new. They're all Kokens. And you got your deeps, mid depths, and shallow. And then the Koken 3/8 spark plug sockets there as well. And then I also have the Koken 3/8 nut grip. Some 3/8 hex. And also have the Koken 3/8 Z series super shallows. And it also came, the particular set I bought also came with these 4 deep ones. All metric, of course. And we'll go down to the 1/4-inch sockets. The deeps and the shallows are Top Tool. Don did buy, I think, the Carlisle ones that I had before. He bought them, and you know from my old videos how many 1/4-inch socket sets I had. So that was a leftover set that I had. And then I also purchased the Koken mid depths. And also have the 1/4-inch Koken Zeal. Don't have 1/4-inch nut grips. May get them in the future, may not. And then 1/4-inch hex sockets. So that's for the sockets. Still have these Koken, or these aren't Koken, I'm sorry. These are KTC made in Japan pry bars. 3-piece set. I did hold on to them. And then some various vessel. This is a chisel driver. And then 2 different cat's paws. Vessel super long. And then the vessel ball grip sockets. Remember my old videos when I put all of my sets for sale? and this is one of the last ones that didn't sell, and so I ended up keeping those for myself. On the other side, just got a mag tool, an old right 1/2-inch drive, the Harbor Freight 24-inch breaker bar. This is a right 15-inch 1/2-inch ratchet. This is a big boy here. It's a Mac Tools. It's like 24 inches. Non-flex head, because if the rare opportunity, if I had to use a 1/2-inch ratchet, I need all of my non-existent strength to try and bust stuff loose. So that's why I didn't go with a flex head on that. And then I have the vessel impactor in number 2 and number 3 sizes, and the other vessel ball grip cross points. Coke and extensions, ended up repurchasing those. Don did buy the other sets I had. And I've always said I hated flashlights, but these Harbor Freight bronze, they seem okay to me. These are the newer style that folds all the way on itself. But the thing I really like about these is the batteries are removable, and you know, it's a standard battery that you can replace these with. And so I think, you know, all rechargeable lights should be like this. I think, you know, that's my opinion, to make it easy to change the batteries in. So I bought 2. You know, if you're using one, the battery goes dead, grab the other. And then in addition to that, I bought you know, a couple extra batteries and a charger, so that way I would always have a battery available to them. The ratchets, remember, I did sell most of them, not all of them. These 3 here, those were all in my old toolbox. The Carlisle long 3/8 locking flex, the Koken 3/8 roto ratchet, and then the Koken, this is the 72 tooth model, 3/8 flex. My 3/8 ratchets got the big Mac flex head 18-inch. Again, when you don't have any strength and you have to use hand tools, I need all the leverage that I can get. And then you have the Koken 3/8 72 tooth spark plug ratchet. At least, you know, that's what I use it for. And then I said these Carlisles, back when I had strength, these were my usual favorite go-to. And when Chris was over here, he was the one that's actually pulling wrenches on all my bikes we worked on over the winter. I never really said anything, but I was paying attention to which, you know, I told him to use anything in there. That's why he grabbed that the most too, it seemed to me. 1/4 inch, nothing like I used to own in the past, but still quite a few. The old Koken Flex Ultra Pro, which this is Napa, Canada. That's what they called Carlisle there. And then the Carlisle Roto head, and Carlisle, this is a bit ratchet here for the bit set that I have now. And then Don did buy my original Proto 1/4 inch flex head, and I really loved that ratchet, so I ended up buying another one of them. And then I have a KTC flex head here. This is the Dean Tools bit ratchet, and then up front the Easy Red. And also for a really long 1/4 inch ratchet, I found this Vim model on Amazon that I purchased. Again, when you have no strength, you need all the leverage you can get. So that covers most of my sockets there. We'll go down to the first drawer. Notice some new wrenches here compared to my old box. These are USAG, and this is a I forget what it starts at, 6mm, and this goes all the way to 32. And the only size it skips is the 31. Every other wrench is in there. These are the same wrenches you get from Mac, Facom, and I guess they even sell these under the Craftsman brand today. But it's my understanding that I guess the Craftsman set skips some sizes. And they got some use over the winter, working on, again, my own bikes. And this is a ESD tweezer kit, some right double box, top tool, offset double box, and Tecton stubbies. Of course, got the metal fingernail pry tool, and these are pins for my front motorcycle stand for lifting the front end of a bike up. You take different pins to go in and out of there. This kit, this is the Mac RBRT. This is the Master Metric set. So see, it goes from 1.5 up to 19mm there. Not a cheap kit at all, but these things are the real deal if you got some messed up hex bolts. Very happy with that. The only ratchet wrench set I have left is the Icons. I kept them because of the length and the reversible. Again, it's all about leverage with me today. So I sold all those Carlisle sets that I own, and it's a feeler gauge set there. Next, my pliers drawer. I said Don, he purchased most of my pliers that were in my old box. Like everything channel lock in there he purchased. So I ended up rebuying all those. And then a couple Nipex. Got the Cobras and the plier wrench in the medium sizes. Needle nose pliers. The old Black Hawk long ones. This is a plastic jaw, non-marring. Channel lock Craftsman. Don said he already had a pile of ice grips, so he didn't buy any of mine. This is the Carlisle wire strippers. I gotta take a break, folks. Okay, sorry about that interruption. Just, living with cancer. I still have my moment still. So not steady on my feet, so I'm sitting in a chair now. We'll try and get through this. Left off here. I did end up repurchasing a lot of the engineer tools, the screw removal. There's a chain tool, some Nipix narrow pliers, MIG pliers, Klein linesman, Nipix linesman, and a couple pair of dikes here. My keys, and I have a micrometer here, and a set of a digital caliper, along with a vessel stripping tool. Also ended up getting I think these might be listed as van pliers, but like shop scissors. They seem to come in handy. And my old safety wire pliers and safety wire. Don didn't have a use for them, so skipped over them. So that'll do it for the pliers drawer. Next, the hammers that I have. Some of these are recent purchases. I know, like the dead blow and soft face, that was in Amazon. I think both of those together were like $20 on Amazon. They might explode, but you can see we use this one. I think to beat in a bike axle, and it worked okay for that. They have a vessel soft face hammer behind there. My vessel impact driver, Starrett pin punches, generic punch and chisel set. Same here. There's some more chisels and punches there. A cheapo set. Some top tool files. And then here, this is the Quinn from Harbor Freight. It's a 3/8 digital torque wrench. I did sell my my Wright branded ones of that. I still need a 1/4 inch. I haven't picked one of those up yet. But I'm happy with this Harbor Freight, man. It worked. I have no complaints with it at all. Works really nice. And then this, I have the Wright tool, 1/2 inch model. And also, I picked up another, I got the Icon one from Harbor Freight now. So I might end up selling this somewhere down the road. And then the Lang spark tool, or spark plug gapper, and valve core tool, and another valve core tool. Here, I never put my Koa sets up for sale. Everything I sold, everything I did sell, I sold locally. You know, I said I would never ship anything, and I never did. So I think because most people in the U.S. never heard of Koa, so I never would have got any, real money for them. So I just decided to keep them. I still like looking at them. And back here, just some extra hex bit sockets. I believe those are Blackhawk. And then, just other various Allen tools. Again, all metric. They work on bikes, that's what you use all the time. Couple axle tools. There's a motorcycle chain alignment tool. Easy Red models. These are mostly motorcycle specific specialty tools. These two, one of my bikes, last one we worked on, rebuilt the front forks on, so needed those tools for disassembly and reassembly. And the big Craftsman thread restore kit, I did sell that, and then I found this. They also make it in a metric only. Again, it's the only thing I work on is metric stuff, so I repurchased that in just the metric sizes. And the rest, it's a blind bearing puller, chain tool, and these are various bearing and seal removers, installers, fork tool, clutch holding tool, fork seal driver that got used recently. Don, the first guy, he bought some of my pneumatic stuff, and this is pretty much what I had left. Again, not used often. I sold my old fluke meters and ended up this kit. It's a 1 series, but it also has the current clamp in it. It was a fluke kit found on Amazon, and various impact stuff. I get like the 21mm. That is for my car, so I kept that, didn't sell it. And then, of course, cookies and a lot of 3/8 impact stuff down here. So that's the Harbor Freight box, and my old International box. I did keep it, did sell the big one, and so I ended up keeping this, just various junk up top. A lot of people did ask me what fluids. That's the oil I use in every motorcycle I own. It's Mobil 1 1550. It had this bottle of fork oil. Got 2 of them from a recent fork rebuild. Dielectric grease, brake clean, cherry bomb. This is a real good hand cleaner. People said it was hard to find, I think, in the past. My local Walmart stocks it, so I picked up a bottle of that. Some brake fluid, Mighty Vac kit, carb cleaner, tire inflators. It's for motorcycles. Some of them are a bear to get like a regular chuck on. This does work real nice. Stood up again, so I gotta sit down for a minute. Okay, again, sorry about that. I stood up and got a little light on my feet, so I am gonna sit down as much as I can. Again, back in the International box, this pretty much looks just like it did in my last video. Didn't really sell much out of this. So, you know, pretty much my drill bit selection. The Steelman Pro 3/8 drive flat. I did have these for sale. You know, just wasn't much interest, or was getting lowballed constantly on them. So I finally took the ad down. Some various vessel bits here, vessel micro drivers, and spare impact drivers. Little vessel kit here, great for laptop computers. And some of the ratchets I did keep because again, like nobody in the U.S. really's heard of these Dean brand. Again, out of Japan. And then these Pro Auto micro head ratchets. I ended up keeping those too. Next, zip tie drawer. I don't think it looks too much different than it did in the past. And the Three Peaks oil filter wrenches. I ended up keeping those. Again, some micro bit drivers. Little Linux kit. Battery terminal cleaner. And I kept my Carlisle wrenches too. When I had my big sale, I listed like every combination wrench set that and of course the right tools that I owned and the SK ones, those all sold, you know, fairly easily. And I do prefer the Carlisles are really long too. So again, when you don't have strength, that little bit extra leverage does help me. Even though I said, you know, my friend Chris, he did 95% of the work himself on my bikes that we did work on over the winter. But I did what I could to try and help. And having that extra length helped. Some other these couple Koken drivers in the back. No one was interested in those. The Pratt Reed stubbies with full handles, I kept them. And then I got some various JIS drivers here. These I bought these individually on Amazon. The Power Grip ones. And then the old Hosen set that I've had forever. And then some Koken single number 2s. Or not Koken, Vessel. I'm sorry. Yep, I still have one, a Craftsman tool list, the driver. And a Top Tool ratcheting driver. A little SK. Picks. Ended up, I think it was Don that bought the Mayhew, the ones I had with the striking caps. I'm pretty sure he bought them. So found this Max set. It was on special when I bought it. And happy with them. Chris really seemed to like them too when he was helping do all that stuff. A carb set I removed off one of the bikes. He said the one was invaluable for reinstalling them. So that's something I wasn't in any of my previous videos. And just a few others. My Dremel kit, still got it. And DeWalt angle grinder. Plug-in, of course. Some of my other DeWalt stuff down here, mostly plug-in. My right angle, that's cordless. End up keeping it, just a lot of different grinding bits, you know, wire wheels. My favorite drill, I've owned this thing forever. Works great. And a 1/2-inch hammer drill. And then I bought this as a spare. When plug-in keyed chucks started going out of favor, I wanted a spare. So the side of the gun cabinet got a few things standing up again, but I'm holding on, so we'll see how that goes. And the vessel, I guess that, you know, the collector series ball grips, kept those. Get those up top here. There was someone that asked what kind of, for my lung cancer, the medication. This is it. This is what I take for that. $26,000 a month is what this cost to Grisso. They said they only give this to people with lung cancer who are non-smokers. And I've had plenty of PET scans and MRIs over the past year, and mine is still not spreading. So apparently it's working. Some hose clamps here, just kind of a box of miscellaneous junk that came out of my old toolbox. The right 1/4-inch drive set, that didn't sell. I just kind of threw that up there. And then I've added this small wire rack shelving system over here, kind of a catch-all. That was a box for my die grinder. Could probably toss it. And this is a Craftsman tap and die set. Old USA made stuff. This is a Titan hose clamp pliers set. This is the other vessel kit. I did have it listed for sale. And then when all the other sets that I had did sell, I decided to keep it. I like those handles, the Crystalline series. They work good. Some other stuff that didn't really, I don't know, a lot of that I don't think I ever listed. Just do it on the shelf here, kept it. More Dremel bits and extension cord down there. A couple more drill bit kits. Oil for my cars and bikes. Little DeWalt jump pack compressor. Some other junk. Come over here, my Vice collection that I had up here. Sold it off. So it's mostly junk. Here's a new one that I did buy. This is the DeWalt Atomic 3/8 drive. This one has guts. The other DeWalt I had before, I don't remember which model it was, but it was the brushed model, and don't have near the power of this thing. This thing does lug nuts, no problem whatsoever. I don't know if that model number's showing or not, but really like this. This was a good purchase. And then my old 1/4-inch one, no issues with that, still kept it. And then the drill, never use that. There's some couple DeWalt impact sets. The Makita cordless, right when I finally decided to buy one of these, DeWalt didn't have one available. So ended up going with a Makita on that. Been happy with it. And I don't think I ever showed this in the past too. The DeWalt gyroscopic screwdriver. This thing works nice though. Just whichever way you tilt your hand, that's which way it moves. Great for computer work. Just does that. And the DeWalt radio and charger combo. Couple, you know, I had a gazillion 1/4-inch metric socket sets. Still have a few, they're just scattered randomly. And this junk, new pit bull rear stand. Also have the new pit bull front for working on bikes. This stuff I never really listed because I didn't think it would sell locally, and again, I won't ship anything. These are all tools for working on the front end of bikes, the steering head bearings, various junk, and then my DeWalt random access. Kept all those. Those are good wrenches too. They have a nice length to them. They're about the length of the Carlisle's. A little air purifier. Try and keep the dust down in here. The Motovex plastic pry kit. Some engine ice. This is the coolant I use in all of my water-cooled bikes. And still have all my computers. Again, try and keep them covered to keep the dust off. There's another wrench set back there. And then still have those generic screwdrivers there in my Blackhawk metric wrench set. I kept it. And a few odds and ends down here. Again, I really wasn't anything below like $50. I wasn't really selling. Didn't want people coming over just peeking at what I got for low ball stuff. You know, just oh, my Craftsman crow's foot. I still got them too. I know, you know, it wasn't a very good video. I thought I was feeling pretty good today, but you know, that's living with cancer. So, you know, any questions, I'm pretty good at answering them. Again, not on my deathbed yet, and been doing a little riding this year. I've been trying to ride at least once a week. So, but again, it isn't fun living with this. So again, thanks for watching. I don't know if I'll do any more videos again, but that's it.